Right, so we've been in Florida now for 2 weeks, I think. I just gave myself a haircut yesterday, and that was pretty funny because when I went to cut my hair, I've got to lean over the side. I was trimming it off. I had my buzzer in my hand, and I don't know how, but I knocked it out of my hand. It went right down into the water. I dove in and grabbed it, and it was still buzzing down at the bottom. It's only about 7 or 8 feet deep here, so it's not super far down, but it was still working, thankfully. But anyways, yesterday after all of that, I actually went and finally sold my Tahatsu outboard. Now, I've got my 2 horsepower that my friend Rick on Berry Sheet gave to me. It wasn't running very well then. All right, let's see if this thing will run. And I threw that on the back of the transom of the dinghy, went to try to get back here, and this was just yesterday, and it stalled. Now we have to get to shore. It's not super windy, but it's definitely windy enough that if the outboard's not running, I'm not going to be able to row. But what we're gonna do today is go pick up my friend's truck, and I'm gonna drive down to this area called Big Pine Key and pick up a new rowing dinghy, potentially. There's a couple really cool things about this little dinghy that I'm about to buy, and yeah, I'll talk about that on the way. Right now, what we need to do is get in the water, hopefully get that outboard running, bring a few tools with me this time in case something happens, and cross our fingers that we make it to shore. There's a few things about this outboard that actually make it quite good. For one, it's small, super light. I can lift it with one arm, very easy to move around. It's a direct drive. As soon as it starts moving, but that also means that there's no gear shifts or anything like that, so there's less things that fail, and it's air cooled, so there's no water pump or anything like that. So we're gonna pull it here, see if it'll start, and then we're gonna cross our fingers and hopefully make it into shore today. Because I don't think I'll be able to row the dinghy against this. Inflatables suck at rowing, and that's why I'm gonna go buy a nice rowing dinghy. All right. That's good news. Well, I'm about to pick up this dinghy, hopefully, as long as it looks like it did in the photos. Pretty excited about it. This thing should be pretty cool. So I think I'm gonna buy this thing. We're about to pull it over here and throw it in the truck. Sweet. Ready? I got it.
All right, I'm coming out. Oh, shit. Here we go. Go ahead.
Well, you got a tie off one. There you go. All right.
Okay, so I don't know how much I got recorded there. I kind of forgot about the GoPro. I was chatting with those guys, and I'm super pumped about this dinghy. It looks great. Like, it's like a perfect size. Once I get it back and out of the truck, I'm gonna run you guys through what's so special about this dinghy. So I've got to try to get the dinghy and, well, both dinghies back to my sailboat. Might be awkward getting out of here. It's pretty crowded. It's Memorial Day weekend right now.
It tows so nice. I'm gonna get out to the sailboat and then take it sailing. There's perfect wind right now.
All right, so like I was saying, I was at the library park there, and it's Memorial Day weekend, so it was very busy. So I guess I'll tell you what makes this little pram so exciting for me. It's called a Montgomery M68, meaning it's 6 foot 8 inches, which is pretty small, but it's pretty beamy, and it seems bigger than what you would think. But the thing that makes it so cool to me, and supposedly the mold for this was built and designed by Larry Pardey, who is a very famous sailor from back in like the 70s and 80s. He built his own wooden sailboat named Seraphin and Taliesin. Him and Lynn and Larry Pardey sailed around the world for like something like 25 years on an engineless sailboat, and this is the exact same style of dinghy that they used on their boat. So their books actually inspired me to go and actually start sailing without the engine, so it feels even cooler now that I've got the same dinghy as them, and this is exactly what I've wanted for a long time. All right, here goes. For some reason, I'm nervous. I've actually never sailed on a small little dinghy like this, but this will be fun. Now this guy's, it doesn't have a dagger board, instead it has a lee board. And this just goes off the side here. Okay, I'm gonna get the mast up, sort some stuff out, and then pull the GoPro back out. I don't know if I got it set up correctly right now, but I'm definitely sailing slowly. All right, let's tack. Whee! Wow, I got pretty far away. Dawson is way over there. Man, this is awesome. This is exactly what I wanted. This is awesome. Maybe I should take the lee board off also. Sweet. All right, so I'm gonna actually go in and get some groceries and some food. So this will be the first test of actually taking the dinghy to shore and back. And I'm pretty excited for it. I'm gonna sail it in. We're gonna be on a pretty much perfect beam reach. I'm gonna see how far in I can go. I need to get up a channel to go back into the library park that I just came out of. So we're gonna pull the dinghy up, throw everything back on, and sail in. I don't know if you guys can tell, but this has already just made me feel super happy. It's a lot slower, but that's kind of why I'm out here. I've wanted to slow down, and having the big outboarded dinghy has honestly kind of just stressed me out a bit. So this is really relaxing and nice. That's what I'm gonna wreck it. Too funny. Ouch. It's a little bit of a process setting this all up. Definitely worth it though. So now I have to get up through this cut. Sometimes there's current through here. I don't know if it's going to be against or with me, and I'm obviously going to lose wind, but we'll see. I might be able to sail through here. I can feel the slightest amount of wind catch it, and then we start moving a little bit. Yeah, the wind's fluky in here. All right, I'm gonna have to drop this. Good, how are you? Tried to get as far in as I could. All right, we're kind of out in the bay again, and the wind is nicely on the beam. So I'm going to stop rowing here in a second and throw the sail back up. I don't know what this power cat's doing, but he's literally coming straight towards me. It's all good. He said sorry. But he was coming right at me. I literally had to change course. Wow, this is beautiful. This is exactly what I needed. So today we've got to go do some laundry. I'm completely out of underwear. So laundry is necessary now. We're gonna swap the little Honda from the inflatable dinghy onto the new rowing dinghy and see how it does. But having the outboard off the back is just backup. It's kind of windy out, not too bad, but yeah, let's get going. Plus I'll have the thing loaded up with some laundry. So this will be a good test to see how it does with a little bit of extra cargo in the dinghy. Having this rowing dinghy gives me a lot more confidence to just let the boat drift away, because it's super easy to get it moving through the wind. But let's fire this guy up and see how it goes. No choke even.
This is such a big contrast between having the 20 horse on an inflatable and then this.
Worked perfect. My pull cord broke, so I guess I'm gonna get some rowing practice in. Not even sure if taking this off is what will fix it, but it's the only other bolt attached to this thing. So let's find out. Oh, definitely the spring is inside here. Alright, so how does this work? Shit, I was thinking that. I just thought that was gonna happen. Alright, guess I'm spooling the whole thing. Alright, this was a bit of a pain, but now I've actually got it spooled up, I think, properly. I put a little bit of a slip knot type thing at the end here, and now I just need to run it through the cowling. Caught it. I need to run it through the cowling and then attach the handle. Alright, seems good. Now I just need to go put it back on the outboard. I guess I spun up the coil inside a bit too much, so I'll have to take it apart again and mess with it a little bit more so the cord can pull out completely without jamming. So I just looked back at some of the footage I was taking, and I realized that I stopped recording midway through working on that little Honda. But anyways, I got the two dinghies here. and somebody's actually interested in buying GV, which is my inflatable. So I've got to run to shore, run to the DMV, figure out the title stuff so I can transfer it, and hopefully we have the dinghy sold today. Now I have to go get the title paperwork for the dinghy. All right, so we just ran through all of our errands on shore. I've only got Dapple back on Dacia. The inflatable is on shore. I'm going to be waiting for the guy to come pick it up. And I got some exciting news. Hopefully this works out, but a water maker came up for sale on Facebook. For the longest time, I've had this water maker called a Catadine 40E, but it was broken. The motor had gotten contaminants in it, and then there was actually a crack in the water maker housing itself. Not the membrane housing, but the unit. A couple weeks ago, a Catadine 80E came up for sale. This water maker came up for really cheap. I'm hoping that it's good. The guy isn't even sure because it came on his boat. He doesn't know if it was pickled properly. So I could have bad membranes, but it would be really awesome if the membranes in this housing are good. But here's the motor. So this is what runs this guy, and then that pumps into this membrane. And I've pretty much got all the parts necessary. He was missing some stuff, but because I have the 40E, what I need to install this should work. So over the next couple days, we're going to throw this in, and if everything works out, I might have a new water maker. You can hardly see it there, but the motor and the pump are now installed. Hopefully this spot's good. I ended up needing to wait for a few more materials so that I could finish this install, so the water maker will have to wait for another time. So, we're out in the dinghy, sailing. I don't know, I might be a nautical mile or maybe 2 away from land now. But the reason I'm way out here is my friend MT, who you guys met in a previous video quite a while back. Hello! So MT is showing up in Barley Basin here within the next hour. So I don't know if MT's seen me, but she's all the way in the anchorage now and I went too far out. Why didn't you sail over to me?
I didn't see you. This is so fun.
Hello.
Hi. You want to come up?
One sec. I'm gonna tack or go around you. Now I don't even know if I can get up to you. There needs to be more wind. Oops. Hello. There's Dash, MT's little boat. Pretty sure I talked about the plan earlier in this episode or the episode before, but we're not doing the Atlantic crossing anymore, unfortunately. I figured out during the sail from Guatemala back to Florida that Dacia is not quite ready. There's a few safety things that I would like to be able to have, and some pretty substantial leaks not down below or anything horrible like that. But if I'm in big seas and water's coming over the deck, water leaks through this butterfly hatch quite bad. And then this hatch also needs to be repaired. There's just a bunch of different things I've decided. The Atlantic crossing is going to have to be put on hold. Thanks for watching this week's episode. Next week, Dossie and I get hit with one of the most powerful squalls I've ever sat through.
As Captain Ron says, they come on you fast and they leave you fast. Oh no, Dapple's upside down!
Oh shit. 1 sec.